Good evening and welcome to the Minions of the Zoo Saturday edition. I'm your host and keeper of the Hairy Channel, and with me tonight are Minions 4, SkepTok.
Good evening, everybody.
Serenity Star 13.
Including you, shouldn't it be Minions 5?
I said with me.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear that part. My sound was fucking up.
No,
Hello,
it's
everybody.
it's that whole, I do that to myself all the time. Also, sometimes if I think about the spelling of the word first, I go into a logic loop and then crash out.
Dude, the amount of times I'm sitting there going, how do I spell of?
A technically challenged Sora Luna, who's also a sunfish.
Hello.
And DrFunctional.
Guten Nacht.
America first, huh?
I love my America First Donald Trump Muppet.
Yeah. Pretty great.
He loves you too, Functional.
That, and again, for some reason, as I'm logging into Zoom, I don't know if you saw it again, Harry, my full name, my full picture, everything is just there as default now. And I'm like, oh, well, let me quickly change that to something that doesn't, completely. Not at this point, not that I give a shit if people see my face. I'm kind of over it.
Yeah. Well, isn't that sort of you on the thumbnail for the Trek stream thing? Which I can't remember.
Oh, Tears?
Yeah, isn't
Tears
it for
Night?
Tears? Yeah.
Kind of, sorta. I mean, it is a visual AI filtered representation of me to make me look cyberpunky.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm less skinny now. I'm more swole.
You're just peeling back the veil. Just one little bit at a time. Hey, do you have anything you want to share with the class before we get started?
Sure. Under Harry's ministrations, I have availed myself of a pretty sweet Christmas present of a soda stream, and I freaking love this thing. You can just add all sorts of syrups or juices or whatever, and just like, boom, it's soda. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, soda streams are pretty great. I do recommend, though, that you invest. You look around at cola syrups that are not necessarily the soda stream one, because you can have fun with some of the more authentic, better tasting. I mean, there's some really good quality cola syrups out there.
I did buy, what was the one that you said? Cola with a K? It's like a proper, like mixed drink syrup, but you said was really good.
I don't remember. Sorry.
Oh my God. Why? Okay. No.
You know what makes for really good content? Two guys trying to remember something. That's usually what Skep and I do.
I was going to say, why am I not in this conversation?
Do you remember that actress? Oh, you mean Jean Tierney? No, not her.
No, Lauren. What was her name?
And then there's usually clicking in the background. I'm like, do you mean this person?
Yeah.
Yes, that's who we mean.
Yeah.
It's already looks it up for us. That's exactly
right. Hedy Lamarr? No, it wasn't Hedy Lamarr. Could it be?
It's the Lieber & Co. sugarcane cola.
Oh yeah.
Syrup.
Oh yeah. The Lieber & Co. stuff is quite good stuff.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Probably the greatest, and I'm a cola connoisseur, as much as you can be, but fantastic flavor. The only problem is, how much was this bottle? This bottle was 25 Canadian for a third of a liter, so $3.75. Way too expensive, because I've actually, the Torani stuff is 750 milliliter, is just as concentrated, so you don't use as much. I love the flavor of their root beer, and that's like $12 a bottle. So, as sort of a day-to-day drink, yeah. But I'll save some of the Lieber stuff for, when I'm feeling a little celebratory.
Sure.
But it's fantastic. I too would recommend that if anybody likes soda but wants to cut down on the high fructose corn syrup and have control over how much syrup is in your soda, I definitely get one. Somebody directed me, who is a former colleague of mine in the restaurant business. They wanted me to go buy like a 10-liter bag box thing, Harry, of like proper Coca-Cola syrup, like the stuff they put in fountains.
You can get it in smaller amounts. You don't need to.
Well, that was the thing. I couldn't find it. And the restaurant supply place was like, sure, it's going to be like $90 for this 10 liters that'll last you. I mean, it will go bad before I can go through the entire box. But I was just like, yeah, I'd rather, whatever.
Does Coke syrup go bad?
Yes, it usually goes bad in about depending on where it's stored, how long it's opened, and all that kind of stuff. It can take about 3 to 6 months.
That's the thing. When you crack it, it's got a shelf life of like 10, 15 years. Okay. But once you crack it,
that bitch,
it's got a shelf life, an open shelf life of 3 to 6 months. And I'm like, I can't drink.
Yeah, it's a
10
lot.
liters of syrup. Remember, you're only putting at most maybe like 100 milliliters, 125, 150 milliliters of this stuff into a proper. My mug is probably 500, 600. So, I mean, that's a lot of syrup. That's a big investment. If I was hosting cocktail parties and stuff, sure.
No, you can get bottles of cola syrup that are basically identical.
I can't find it here, Harry.
Yeah.
I was about to say it might be
In
they
Canada,
might not.
It's really hard.
Canada,
And
but down here we can.
Yeah, cola syrup is also good. Just if you take it by the teaspoon for treating nausea. Some people will use it as an
Especially
antiemetic.
Coke. Yeah.
Yeah, and
There's absolutely some physiological backup for that. I won't bore you with the details, but there's actually some science in back of that.
So functional. This is one of my things that I like to do, and I know it's a little bougie, but it is essentially a finely made quinine syrup. And it has a little bit more sugar in it than regular quinine water, so it isn't as bitter. That with just a little soda water, you don't use a lot. So this goes a long way. And if you did use a lot, you might actually kind of mess up your cardiac rhythm. So, just bear in mind that this is actually got real quinine in it. So, but one of these a night, more often than not a big deal. Maybe don't drink the whole bottle all at once. But this is really good. And there are other tonics like this. They're actually made from the bark that quinine's taken from. So this one is actually really nice as like an adult beverage. It's got the right amount of bitterness to it, not too much sugar. It kind of hits the spot for me.
How do you spell quinine? Quinine.
Nine.
But also, if you want to go something just simpler that's also good, get some pomegranate molasses, like from your Middle Eastern market. And just try a little bit of that.
I have Loganberry molasses, which is similar. It's just got a more nasally sort of tingle.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I used to, as a kid, we used to make pitchers of that stuff. It was so good. And now putting it into the tonic water, it's just like, oh my God, this is like we were talking about the Shirley Temples. It just a blast from my childhood that I'm like, I could drink this all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's a sodium blocker, right? Quinine.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got to be careful then.
Well, at least it's not an anticholinergic.
No.
I'm going to take Benadryl every day.
It will cause cardiac arrhythmias if your body is not getting rid of it fast enough, and that can be very dodgy to know whether or not you're getting into trouble with that. Be careful with quinine.
Yeah,
that's
exercise appropriate caution.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So anyway, I should say hi to Sora, although we're still trying to sort out your internet issues. So maybe we'll just hear you just say hi.
Hi.
There you go. See, she's still there.
Yay.
Yay.
The delay is only like 8 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm just here for the vibes.
No,
It's all good.
It's all good. We'll figure this out. No, we did a speed test on Sora's internet, and it was found wanting.
What were the numbers, Harry?
Well, she was below 300 kilobits per second up, which is why we're having problems with the audio stuff.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. I would never joke about a speed
below
test.
300?
Yeah.
Take the ISP out behind the woodshed and take care of it.
Yeah.
It's just
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, her speed is like 64 kilobytes an hour or something.
Harry, are you a million times faster than that? You are, aren't you?
I've got up. I'm getting
a million times.
I'm getting about
fast.
2 gigabits a second up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well,
yeah.
right now the stream itself just going to YouTube is pushing 30 megabits
Nice.
because I'm streaming in
Chump change.
4K.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
okay. Let's not make Sora feel bad.
Well,
Yeah, stop being mean
Well,
to
she's
the
a sunfish.
Canadian.
She should feel bad.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm Canadian and I got a full gigabit and a half up. So
there you go. Well,
Canadian sunfish.
what's it my grandfather used to say? Well, look at the tits on our cow. So Serenity.
Yeah. Yo.
Sorry to segue to you after that comment.
Yeah.
So how are things?
good. We've been functional knows what I'm talking about. We've been unceremonially warm around here this time of year.
And then did you get that shit the other night? Like yesterday?
If you're talking about the high winds and stuff like that, nope.
No, I'm talking about getting absolutely covered in snow.
Nope, we got nothing. We have been almost 70 degrees today, and we'll be almost 70 again tomorrow.
Oh boy. So quickly to interject, because I don't want to like steal your
Okay.
thunder, but we got just pelted with snow to the point where I was sleeping, deep asleep. All of a sudden I hear my fucking my apartment is so hot all the time. And like you said, we've been having really warm weather, so all the windows were open. Especially the one in my bedroom that's a good, 6 foot long narrow window, but it's, long. And the snow went in through the screen, pushed the tree over, and I woke up to this probably 6 foot long by about 2 feet high snow drift in my bedroom.
Wow.
Nice.
That knocked it got like the snow got so heavy on the back end of the tree, it knocked the tree over.
Yep.
So you're lucky you didn't get that snow because
We didn't
it's
get shit.
been and when it gets that warm, the snow melts and you get sort of like this sheet of ice on the concrete, right?
You can, yeah. Oh yeah.
You can. And so to get the snow on top of that, it was so bad up here. But sorry, continue.
Oh no, you're good. Like I said, we've been unceremoniously warm. Everybody's been enjoying it.
Lucky duck.
Animals are chilling. I can tell that all of the old animals and my mother, no offense to my mother, that there's a front coming though, because they're all like, I'm in pain. And I'm like, I can't do anything for you, but I'm in pain. And I'm like, take a shot of your scotch, Mom. I can't do anything for the animals.
Mm.
So it's how old is it? It's like 15-year-old scotch, and she just takes little bits of it, and she's like, it helps, but she's like, oh, it's got a kick. I was like, well, yeah, Mom.
It burns going down.
It burns when she pours it out of the bottle. Like when you just smell it, it burns.
Smell the
like
smoke.
We have a ranch, and she sits in the dining room when she does that because it has the actual dining room chairs in it, and they have a straight back. When I open my door to my room, I can smell when she's opened the bottle.
Mhm.
That's how strong the smell is. And this is good scotch. This isn't bad scotch. I can smell it, and the dogs hide in one of the other bedrooms, and they all just stay there and like, nope, we're not leaving.
So is this single malt scotch or scotch whiskey blended? What are we?
I have to check. I think it's single malt.
Oh, good.
Because it was my grandfather's, and then my mom's drinking it now too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got she winces every time, and she still cuts it with Coca-Cola, and she still winces every time she takes a sip. She's like, but it helps. I was like, well, Mom, be a lush, go to town.
Yep.
Single malt and Coke.
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to hit you, Serenity, but we're expecting another polar vortex to come in through the west.
That one I think
across
is
the
supposed
Great
to hit
Lakes.
us.
That's what I
one's
think is
supposed
definitely going to hit you, because they're calling for something like 7 or so inches in New York. And I know that that's far enough, but it's close enough in the northeast of things that the tail end of that vortex coming down through us is probably going to hit you. That's probably what your mom and some of the elder animals are feeling.
Oh yeah, no, it's
West Virginia's interesting. They have some of the most variable weather in the United States. Huntington, West Virginia
which is near the Ohio River, yeah.
Gets 10 inches of snow a year.
Mhm.
Terra Alta gets 175 inches of snow.
Mhm.
Snowiest town in West Virginia.
Yep. And the thing is, Huntington can go down to sometimes, because I used to live in Huntington because that's where the university I used to work for is. And we would get, sometimes in the wintertime, we'd get down to -10, and then we'd be like 105, 106 in the summertime, 114 once you add all this concrete and everything like that. But like, it's like we have all the seasons, including the little micro seasons like now where it's like 70 degrees in the middle of freaking December.
I just thought that was remarkable, the amount of variation in snowfall.
We got
That's a little state to have that much stuff.
Oh yeah. Welcome to the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, that's the truth.
If it ain't the cryptids gonna get you, it's the weather.
Yeah, actually, that town, Terra Alta, is one of the snowiest towns in the eastern United States.
It's where I think it is. Yeah, it's in Preston County. Okay, that's where I thought it was. Yeah, that makes sense.
We don't get any snow. Not.
You can.
Hey,
I get torrential downpours of rain and mudslides.
Yeah, we did have a little bit of that. It was it's been an interesting week in California.
Yeah.
They used to close down Pacific Coast Highway, Pacific Coast 1.
Mm-hmm.
They used to close that down routinely. The road to Big Sur used to close down for mudslides all the time when I lived there.
They don't close it down. The road sort of disappears.
Yeah,
it either,
That's
slides
right.
away or it gets covered. Yeah, those are the two.
God closes the road down.
Yeah, it's not, because you make it sound like somebody made a decision. No, the decision is made for you.
Yeah, exactly.
The road becomes impassable and sometimes non-existent. Yeah.
It goes bye-bye.
Well, sometimes it will be so bad that it will be closed for years. It will take years to open, and yeah. But that's not important right now. Let's see. So, Serenity, is there anything else that you would like to bring up before we get started?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay.
It's been pretty chill. So
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right. Let's see. And SkepTok, finally. Would you do the honors and say hello to people?
I was about to cheat over in that because I didn't.
Because you don't stumble over your own tongue all the time when you try to say people's names like I do.
Not sure about that, but at any rate, W.R. Costin is here tonight. Nice. Roll 13, welcome. Silver Ravenwing, welcome, guys. It's nice to see you guys. Costin, nice to have you here. I'm ready to be blamed by you. It's always a pleasure. And let's see who else. Anybody? DJ Trunksta is here. DJ Trunksta, nice. And anyone else? Anyway, welcome, gentles all. We're glad to have you here, and we do the show for you, and enjoy your input into the show. So we'll be watching chat. You'll be watching us. It's a beautiful thing. Thanks for stopping by.
Yes, and please do help me keep an eye on the chat.
I shall.
I have
got it up.
I've got this big ass monitor and I have no free space. It's pretty sad. Pretty sad. Let's see. Why are you not closing? Go away. See, I'm trying to get rid of one window and all it does is just fight with me. Just ridiculous. Okay.
Loves you, Harry.
So,
marriages like
SkepTok.
Yeah.
You guys were mentioning the weather, and I know you're probably familiar with NCAR, the National Center for Atmospheric Research. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I certainly am, because I almost went to work there. That was sort of
guys.
That was like on one of my dream jobs when I was much younger. I was thinking, man, I really want to work at NCAR. I want to live in Boulder. I want to work at NCAR. This would be the best thing ever. Well, I guess because they do climate research, they've found their ways into the crosshairs, or at least that's what PBS is going to tell you. Now, the problem with kind of knowing how the sausage is made is I have kind of mixed feelings about this them going after NCAR. On the one hand, you say, well, do you care about weather and weather forecasting? Well, yeah. Of course, we all care about weather and weather forecasting. Do we care about the planet? Yeah, we all care about the planet. The problem might be in the execution. I'm trying to keep an open mind both ways about whether or not this is like something we should fight them on. I know, for instance, that a lot of the stuff that's happened with climate models there, like the models that they use to try to do the weather forecasting, has been heavily influenced by politics. And you could argue that the European models are actually better than ours. In fact, a lot of the weather forecasts that we use day by day when you get your local news person, they're not using the US models, they're using the European ones because they're really good. And supercomputers are really freaking expensive. Maybe something like NCAR doesn't need to exist anymore. Maybe it's not fit for purpose. But the whole discussion around this is going to be incredibly stupid because it's just going to be people going herder. Al Gore said I was going to be underwater, therefore we need to cancel this. Or do you care about whether, are you a good person? It's just going to be a political argument. And the number of people who actually understand what's behind this argument is probably pretty few.
That's the truth. It's appealing to want to keep something like NCAR, especially with people like Francesca Albanese saying that, it's time to isolate the United States because they, don't want to cut Israel's throat as badly as she does. And, that's a time when you don't want to be isolated.
Well, computers are big and complicated, but what you can do just on your desktop or in a corner of an office is so fundamentally different now than what it was. You can buy time on big clouds, for instance, to do a lot of the work. Does it actually, the whole question of whether something like NCAR makes sense, I don't expect the news to cover this story satisfactorily. I don't think your average reporter knows enough to really write a good article about this.
Other than Orange Man Bad.
Yeah.
They don't know how to ask the questions. They don't know where to go to get the relevant information because they don't know what information should be relevant. They don't understand enough about the process. That's why.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, forecasting the weather accurately is really, really hard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what they do is they basically chop the entire Earth's atmosphere up into tiny, tiny little pieces. And each of those pieces has weather that happens within it. And then that weather affects the weather in the adjacent pieces and so on and so on and so on. So you need really fast computers with lots and lots of memory and as many processors you can just throw computer power at it. Even with the computers that are 1,000 times more powerful than they were, 20 years ago, you throw power at it and there's almost no limit to what you can throw at it and only get marginally better forecasts out of it. But the people working on the climate models and stuff, they don't necessarily not have a job just because they don't have their own supercomputer. Right. I fear that this is going to be a dumb discussion that's not going to make any of us smarter. The public discussion about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would feel differently if it wasn't for the fact that I have inside information about how bad the process was last time they updated their weather models. It's just, you have to separate, the do you care about this thing from is this the correct way to go about it discussions. And that's just not something that I expect to happen in 2026. Speaking of 2026, Skep, do you have any predictions for this year?
I predict that there will be a war in Syria.
Between who and who?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a civil war or between Syria and the Israelis or who?
It's going to be kind of a civil war with Israel fighting in action just basically to keep the war out of Israel. That will be Israel's most of Israel's action in it. That won't be I don't think it'll be a war of aggression against Israel at all. It will be a civil war in Israel, but they'll be killing the Christians, and there will be a huge hue and cry when they go after the Druze and the Christians in southern Syria. When that happens, there's going to be international intervention. When that happens, there will be ISIS type intervention, and war will be the result. So
Hmm.
I think we'll have war in Syria this year.
Oh, that's
Unfortunately,
not something to look forward to.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just
And
curious.
that was my happy prediction.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, before we move on to other stuff, does anybody else have a prediction they want to make? Functional.
Hmm?
Do you have a prediction for next year? It's okay if you don't.
Well, I mean, I was thinking that there was going to be U.S. intervention in Venezuela and South America to finally go after some of these big encampments of both. I forget what the not ISIS, or is it ISIS? I don't know, the camps there, but as also the narco terrorists. I can see them doing a similar thing to sort of keep it out of the borders here, but down there, but like go after the people who are the root causes of some of these problems of trafficking humans and drugs and weapons up through the southern border. As well up here, I think that the political winds are going to shift. And that Canada, as its people, are going to take a little bit more. They're going to veer away from the Justin Trudeauian woke bullshit. They'll still be the globalist mindset first, but we've already seen they've put the kibosh on new foreign student visas, and it just seems to me that a lot of people, even just, Joe Sixpack on the street there, is done with looking around and like nobody's speaking English. Everybody's got
functional.
Yeah.
Are you being scared by what's happening in England right now?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And like I was just getting to that point, like people, just your regular people, not even the ones that are politically observant, let's put it. They're looking around and going, yeah, I think this is kind of a problem.
Well, that's
They're not going to outright say because it's a bunch of Indian men leering at, 12-year-old girls as they try to get home from school. But I'm saying, they're consciously thinking that and seeing it in their face, in their, like right in front of them, 30, 40-year-old Indian men leering and making lascivious comments towards, 12, 13-year-old preteen girls, without in their mind saying, oh, it's because they're, but I mean, it doesn't, the ultimate factor isn't because they're Indian. It's because it's a different culture that was uprooted and planted here without any expectation of what's the word I'm looking for when you integrate into a society?
naturalization.
Assimilate with no process of assimilation. It's just you were once there, now you're here. Kind of a lot of what we're seeing the later stages of, like you said, Skep, in the UK, and even the people who aren't as politically observant, but now especially the ones who are, but who are still of that same mindset of, diversity is our strength. They're kind of looking at this with, doing the Fry sort of skeptical look of closing their eyes halfway and going, don't know if I like this very much. And I think that this is going to bleed into the representative structure of Parliament, and people are even in the Liberal Party are kind of going to go, yeah, maybe we should dial this back just a bit. Sorry to be a little long-winded in my prediction.
That's okay. I mean, you had something. Let's see, Sora's having technical problems, so I probably shouldn't ask you to do a lot of talking about that.
I predict Sora's technical problems in the year of our Lord 2026 will disappear.
I predict they will too.
Thank
Hello,
you
Green
for your
Badger.
faith.
Hello, Blue Ice Cream.
So, Serenity,
You're
do you have
keeping
any
me alive?
Do you have
Folks.
any predictions?
Not really.
perfectly.
It's mostly just there's some things I'm seeing the wiggles in the water, but we're going to see what comes of it. So I choose not to make a prediction
Well,
because the wiggles can go in any direction.
I have a prediction, but it's really more there's this inevitable wall that we're about to slam into in California. And
that's kind of been coming your all's way for a little bit.
no, this isn't the general looming existential crisis for California. This is like a very concrete this problem is going to hit you in the face thing that's going to happen.
One sec. Hey, Skep, just to give you a heads up, YouTube did something stupid and changed everybody's nicknames. I'm BRLAL13.
It's
I was just welcoming someone to. Yeah,
I know. I was
And I'm
giving you a
DJ Trunksta.
Yeah.
it's
But it's
our
okay. I
original-
appreciate.
I think it's what you originally signed up on YouTube with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that's
name. It
what it is,
reverted
yeah.
to that.
Well,
Yeah, so it's just I just wanted to give you a heads up.
that's right. Back to the Future.
I didn't
But-
hear about this. I didn't know.
Oh,
that.
it happened on one of the nights that you were excruciatingly tired and weren't able to join us. And Harry did the same thing. He was like, "Hi," and I'm like, Harry, honey, that's me."
Yeah. How was I supposed to know?
I know, but it was still funny because
Well,
I didn't
so-
even realize the name changed.
Can we talk about gasoline?
Go for it.
Okay. So I've been telling you over about the problems with the gasoline refiners. Like the city of Richmond decided, hey, we'll just put a $1 per barrel tax because the refinery happens to be in our city. They've been doing all of these stupid things. They have decided, well, how about we put together a commission that decides what are the acceptable profits for the oil companies, for the refiners in this state. They have another rule where they were forcing them to build incredibly expensive additional storage facilities because they thought, gas prices would be more stable if we just forced the oil companies to store huge amounts of gasoline. And we don't want them creating supply shocks, so we're going to force them to go through us to ask permission to do any kind of shutdown for maintenance or work that they needed to do on their refineries.
Sure.
So, yeah, and the oil companies, of course, they were just so happy to get the help that they, 4 days afterward, one of the biggest ones, Chevron, said, no, we're just going to leave the state. we're just taking off. We're looking next year at 18 to 20% of our gasoline refining capacity disappearing.
I'm surprised it's only that much.
Just that much. And there's so much more to it. You just keep peeling back the onion. They also have a cap and trade thing going. Functional, you know about cap and trade, where they're basically making the oil refiners buy carbon offset credits for the fuel that they produce in California. People say, why is gas so expensive in California? Because idiots are running everything. And
it's just extorting the oil companies. That's
but
all
here's
it is.
the pasty resistance. It's that they have a low carbon fuel standard that every year gets a little bit harder. So in order to produce a special gasoline for California, which is only sold in California, it's called CARBOB, CARBOB. That particular gasoline can only be made in very specialized refineries in California and in some other places. South Korea, India. Those are the other two places that they can get. Oh, and I think maybe one place, I think the UAE maybe has a place that can do it too. They're literally making gasoline on tankers, special gasoline for California, and shipping it all the way across the ocean to come here. And California can claim that we are reducing our carbon emissions within the state. But the fuel has this incredible carbon load that they're not factoring in as they ship the stuff in. And even
We did that a lot up here too.
Yeah, and even the stuff that we make in the state has a huge amount of mix-ins of these very specialized chemicals that we don't produce in California. They have to actually bring those in from South Korea and India as well. So they're shipping all of this carbon across the ocean and then pretending that somehow it's not part of our sooty little footprints.
But okay, so I don't know if it was Harry who said it. I think it was Harry who said it.
Yeah.
But like California really is trying real hard to be the standard setter, and they don't understand they're not the standard setter.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
they're just kids playing with things they don't even come close to understand, and it's blowing up in their face. And the thing is, they're starting to realize it.
well, that's the thing of like, it's kind of like the sticker that down here in the States, it's probably shows up in Canada too, of on all the things, everything saying this could cause cancer in California, kind of things of like, they tried to do that. And all the manufacturers just like, we'll just put a little tiny little thing on it and say, fuck it, we're not going to change our standards. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's kind of like, I understand your state, and it's a beautiful state, don't get me wrong, but I understand your state has really good weather. It has all of that GDP, depending on who you talk to, depends on which number it is from 3 to 6 in the world. But it's kind of like that doesn't mean you get to control everybody else, guys.
Well, they're sure going to try, but what's going to happen is we're going to see anytime there's a hiccup, there's like a storm in the Pacific and those tankers get delayed, anything happens, you're going to be looking at $8 gas. And it's not inconceivable. It's not even inconceivable that it could be $10 or $12 a gallon. Yeah. And the beautiful thing about this is when this happens, people are going to notice. And I think that this is going to, I think it's going to go poorly. I'd say there's like an 80% chance it's going to be an absolute shit show next year. And I think it will probably torpedo Gavin Newsom's presidential aspirations. That's my prediction for the year. That everything in the fuel industry is going to go absolutely to shit, and that it will torpedo Gavin Newsom's career politically.
Well, that's the thing. Like, California's a beautiful state to have a car culture.
Yeah.
Like you can't shoot yourself in the foot with that kind of stuff. Like what they tried to do with the old cars, that Jay Leno had to get involved and basically go, no, take the rolled up newspaper into their noses and go, no, put it back the way you found it.
Yep.
And it's just like, it's this weird thing about, it's kind of like, the viral video of Mamdani standing next to Trump, and Mamdani's too much of a pussy to call Trump a fascist to his face.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump just goes, you can say it, I don't care. And everybody it was interesting seeing both sides interpret it in different ways. The right interpreted it as Trump knows that if he was Trump's making fun of him, because if he was an actual fascist, he couldn't say it to his face. And the left's interpreting as, see, Trump is saying he's a fascist. But it's that kind of stuff of like, if it's the same standard of like, if Trump was a fascist, Mamdani wouldn't be there. And it's the same thing with California. It's like, you can't scream about Trump being a fascist or a police state and all this kind of stuff, and then do the exact same things. You're either completely tone deaf, or you know what you're doing, and you just don't care. And it's like, I think it's somewhere in the middle. I really do.
Well,
like,
I think you're attributing to malice, which can easily be attributed to stupidity. And these people genuinely think, I think at this point, a lot of these people think fascist just means somebody I don't agree with.
I can see that. But it's the same thing with Nazi and groomer and PDF, and all the words have been overused so much they don't mean anything anymore.
And it's hard to discern when it actually is
and that's the
justifiable
problem.
to
Like, so that's where the problems always come in.
Let's not forget the clankers and the coomers.
Oh God, the new words.
The new words. It's
that are going to mean nothing.
It's now. Delulu. It's Delulu, my friends.
Don't.
There is, but wait, there's more. A number of other states near California also rely on California refineries for fuel. Okay, so Arizona, Nevada, and even to an extent Oregon are actually being dragged into this whole mess, because when gas prices go up in California, there's like a pipeline that goes to Nevada. They don't have refineries in Nevada. That's not how they get their gas. And you could also say, well, can't we get gas from other parts of the country? Well, there's only so much pipeline, and there's this little thing called, what is it, the Jones Act, Skep, that makes it so that it's really expensive to ship things to and from ports in the United States, because they have to use U.S. flagged ships with U.S. crews to ship things between the different ports. And so because of that,
the safest.
Yeah. And so because of that, they import stuff from South Korea. Absolutely, just the stupidest thing ever. I don't know what Chad is thinking of any of this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of assassins saying California.
Yeah,
and
not
malice and
disagreeing.
stupidity. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Newsom had a lot of help with this, but what's beautiful is when Phillips 66 wants to leave. Oh, by the way, let's leave out the diesel production and the fact that there's a pipeline that goes from the Phillips 66 facility to LAX. That's where the plane fuel comes from. Anyway, not anymore.
Well,
they'll
use those tanks, but they'll be filling them from something else.
Yeah, they'll just run a long hose to South Korea.
I smell an opportunity to sell you guys more gas.
Oh, absolutely.
In tankers to be importing oil into California.
So,
can you imagine?
I'm trying to remember which one it was, whether it was Standard Oil or whether it was Phillips 66 or Valero, but one of them took a $1.1 billion write-off to just get the hell out of California. And the California legislature and their little board that they put together to manage all the oil companies offered them any concession they could want. We will defer any of these rules. The storage rule, the cap and trade, the low carbon fuel, they were willing to give them anything they'd want to stay. And they said, no, we will just pay $1.1 billion to not have to deal with you anymore.
Yeah, just to be in a different state from you.
We've just reached the point where we're done. We don't trust you. And they say, well, we'll roll it back for 5 years. Do you think that oil companies think in terms of 5 years?
Yes, 5
years. You think 5 years is nothing?
Yeah.
The oil companies, when they plan stuff out, they're working on 30, 40, 50-year horizons.
And trust is everything in business like that. Like if there's no trust, which there isn't, there's actually negative trust. They outright cannot trust any state legislature of California to do what's in their interests, in the gas company's interests. So yeah, that 1.9 billion, that's welcome. They love to pay that to be able to get rid of that headache for the next 10, 20, 50 years.
Yeah. But we don't need to make this whole thing about the California thing. It's just I've been holding on to this for a while, and the more I find out about it, it's like about half of what I just told you I was unaware of until about 2-3 weeks ago. And I was like, wow, it's so much worse. When you hear about all of the bad stuff at the same time, you go, my God, this bunch of idiots is running everything, and they just figured that they could do whatever they wanted because nobody would ever leave. It's like an abusive relationship.
One of the big points of contention in our last federal election up here was the fact that the Liberals NDP did not want to build the pipeline from the oil sands down into you guys, because you guys have all the best refineries. We've got a couple we can handle our own, but the volume of fuel that we wanted to sell you guys, that you guys were like clamoring at the bit for, they quashed the entire plan of this pipeline. Excuse me. Now there's rumblings, and there's a cough, but thank you. I appreciate it. Now there's rumblings that the Libs are probably going to start with this new pipeline. And I might have been flippant earlier, but it is kind of true that, like, you know, it might be cheaper to buy from Canada than it would be from Korea or something, you know? So maybe that can come through and would solidify the sort of tenuous, air quotes tenuous, because most of us aren't tenuous, it's just the crazy people, relationship with our American neighbors. Especially with somebody who's a little disgruntled now, talking about separation and all that shit, like fucking Alberta.
Well, while I have you here, sir, there was something I saved from last week. Apparently, the merger, the Paramount Skydance merger, is having some repercussions. They've jacked up the licensing fees for a lot of the licensed merchandise. And it looks like a few of the suppliers have just said, we can't afford this. We can't do this anymore. Yeah, because they're generally small out of, like, okay, when I say out of your garage, it's not a literal garage, but they might have a little bit of warehouse space somewhere that they're producing some of this stuff. These are not big companies that are pushing this shit out. And it's funny you bring this up, because I did read about this the other week. My thoughts on it is that they're probably pushing for a similar manufacturer distributor like Walmart did 20 years ago.
They went overseas. They went to China, and they said, okay, now all of our Marvel, DC, Star Trek, blah, 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 all these graphic tees, they're now being, instead of being produced in like Ohio, now they're all being produced in Beijing. Oh, well. Because that's what they do. They squeeze these people out by upping the fees. They go, well, we can't compete with those kinds of fees. And then they go overseas where they basically don't have to pay, where they don't pay any fees. They just pay pennies on the dollar for labor and overhead cost to produce this shit. And they can get it cheaply made and quickly shipped over stateside again. So I wonder if this is the same kind of thing that the Paramount Skydance thing is happening.
Well, it's an expensive merger, so they're just trying to make more money off of these distributions. Go, Serenity. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop.
I was about to say that's probably what they think they can do, but there's a lot of factories in China burning right now. So there may not be any factories to do anything in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a good thing we have two ginormous countries with very capable people here that are clamoring for new manufacturing industry. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is, governments, if you're listening, any representatives in the House, take note. If you get rid of some of the bureaucracy and red tape, that'll allow manufacturing to sort of rebloom. You're going to take these clippings, you're going to plant them in your garden, and they'll take root. And they will revitalize entire swaths of both countries where once other types of industry flourished can now flourish with things like the t-shirt industry or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all they would have to do is to go into a bunch of the Rust Belt cities and just take the old manufacturing plants and revitalize them. But it's going to depend on how much China pulls a fong, if you catch my meaning, or India pulls a fong on the upper ranking members, because India kind of can, but they're starting to have a lot of rebellions in their country that they're trying to hide from the outside world. China's, there's big problems with a lot of the workers not getting paid. So they're just either, there's been, I can't say the S word, but it's the long S word with the E at the end, threatening to commit the THUR by jumping off buildings because they're not getting paid, and then other people in China are just burning the factories. They're just like, screw it, if you're not going to pay me, and some of them haven't been paid in a year, they just start burning the factory, and they're just like, that's it, we're done. That's not on top of the fact that China's having bridges fall apart like nobody's
in
business.
Buildings.
That was a great video. Oh, but the mudslide took out the supports. It's like, yeah, you're supposed to engineer for that, idiot.
Oh, I know. I loved that. I loved all the China. It was so easy to tell the China comms, the little page shills from China. When that happened, they're like, "Well, it's a mudslide. Like, that doesn't matter." It's like, yes, it does, because you're supposed to plan for that, you dumb bitch.
Well,
sorry.
The amount of like weird Chinese propaganda I saw today was kind of amazing.
God, it's cool.
So this showed up. This is the latest little thing they're trotting around. So this is Dawn News English. China says it would be very serious if Japan pursues nuclear weapons. Now I saw this same headline in several different sources, including, of course, the South China News and a bunch of other things. Now all of a sudden, why on one given day there's this coordinated social media thing to put the idea out there that it would be bad if the Japanese built nuclear weapons. On the same day that the Chinese are putting weapons platforms on, commercial ships, and the same day that they're saying that in a few years they're going to have 9 aircraft carriers. It kind of feels like a giant psyop to me.
Oh, it's this psyop. It's all of the Islam psyops that are happening right now, where they're like, Sharia law isn't a thing. That's their new thing. Like, they're like, Sharia law doesn't actually exist. It's like, yeah, it does. We've all known it exists.
That's the classic.
It is a central tenet of Islam.
Oh, I know. I'm aware, but it's like, it's all the bots and it's all the people being paid to say stuff. And to be very, very clear, the thing that always drives me nuts is that every country pays to do this. Every country on the planet pays to do this crap.
Or it can just be free.
Japan.
You know.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean, though. Everybody has they're spy networks.
But
Everybody,
the Chinese
has
have
their
been
stuff.
busy today. They've been
Oh,
real.
God,
Oh
yeah.
God, it's like even by normal standards, the
I-
Chinese
I-
have been really, really busy today.
I say we just try to talk everybody, all the like Muslim Brotherhood people, and try to talk them into going in China and have them fight each other. That's what I want. Just take each other out. Just leave the rest of us alone. Take each other out.
Well, I'm sure there's something in Sun Tzu about just convincing your enemies to wipe each other out,
It's
or the Ferengi
it's-
rules of acquisition.
I think it's Ferengi rules of acquisitions. Like, just have them take each other out. Like, just go after each other.
Yeah,
Islam, deal with the fact that the Chinese keep killing the Uyghurs. Keep doing it. Go
enemy,
after them.
enemy, meet each other here.
Yeah, go.
No,
Each of you
rules
have
of
a fish?
acquisition. The only thing they have to say about on this is Rule 26. War is good for business. Rule of acquisition number 27 is peace is good for business.
Yeah.
Very common
Everything is
mistake
good
to
for
get them mixed up.
Everything is
Yeah,
good
yeah,
for
I mean,
business except for
everything's
Gavin
good for
Newsom.
Yeah,
Except for New Scum.
Except
yes.
for New Scum. Skep,
Well,
you were-
actually, you say that, but then it just means that it's not business. It's New Scum's business, and the Ferengi who are in business with New Scum, they both profit, but everybody else gets screwed.
you know,
Looking haggard.
the sheer hubris that these people have, and I see it so much on the left. They really still believe that they're just a little smarter than everybody, and that they can just play with things that are really, really complicated, and it's all just going to work out.
Well, I mean, it's
that
kind of like
bullshit
that's-
utopian thinking,
yeah.
and they think that they're just a little bit more clever. You know,
Well, it's like the study that came out that always comes out, or whenever a Republican wins the presidency, where they're like, well, Democrats are more intelligent than Republicans. It's like, no. You have more degrees. That does not equal intelligence. Just because you have a degree, mostly from bullshit degrees, from other places, does not make you smarter than everybody. I have met some backwater hillbilly missing teeth people who could run rings around you when it comes to a car's engine, who know engines from back in the 60s that you all have never even heard of, that can rebuild those things from memory. Your little feminine studies in bathwater does not even come close to some of these people's intelligence. It's that crap.
engines are cool.
Well, of course they are. I
Yeah,
love engines.
yeah,
But
engines are
but-
great.
Yeah.
but that's the thing of like, there's the it's like it always is. It's words. People misconstrued what a word means, and then go a certain thing, like what Functional said about the whole fascist thing. To them, fascist is just anybody they don't like who has power, or even if they
Mhm.
don't have power. When in reality, that's not what the word means. It's just like having a degree doesn't mean you're educated. It just means you were able to regurgitate what it was with the school that you went to. There are certain degrees that do take a level of intelligence and always have, and hopefully, knock on wood, always will. But a lot of the degrees that a lot have, arts degrees, it's just copying and regurgitating what you're being told or what you're being shown, especially like in stuff, some stuff in like art and stuff like that, or literature or that kind of. But that's the thing of like, it's just the disconnect of what the words mean and not willing to acknowledge the fact that maybe, just maybe, you don't actually know as much as you convinced yourself or others have convinced you that you know when you don't know. I acknowledge the fact I don't know that much, but reason why I Google a lot, then check everything. But that's the thing of like, that happens, is that they just don't understand that that does not mean this. That just means something else, but they don't want to make that jump, because then it means they have to acknowledge the fact that they're not as intelligent as they want to be.
And that's the other thing too, is there's those degrees that are degrees for the sake of degrees, that
Yeah.
they will then agree with you that the post-secondary education system is kind of broken, because they're giving people loans for degrees that they shouldn't be getting the loans for a degree that's not going to give them a better quality of life in their vocation.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they'll still get the degrees. Now they're saddled with debt that they can't pay off. And they'll agree with you up until the point you say, okay, so maybe a lot of those degrees. No. Those degrees are perfectly fine because I took one. But then you go, you're looking at them like, what? You just agreed with me on every point that leads up to this final point, the effect to the cause we were just discussing, and now you're saying the effect is not the effect? Get the fuck out of here. So no, they're not smarter. They might have more degrees. I don't think that being better educated is a left or right or up or down issue. It just is. I've met some brilliant people who can talk about one of my hobbies is astrophysics. Go figure. But I'm no expert.
Yeah.
But I have friends who have degrees, and we can talk about that. But then we'll talk about something like man-made climate change and the notion that this cap and trade thing is bullshit. And they'll go, yeah, but climate change. I mean, okay, scientifically, we just went through the process. And again, you're saying that the effect isn't in congruence with the causes that we both just agreed on. So you might be brilliant in one thing. Yeah, it is. It is.
It's a religious thing. That's what you're up against. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can, meet some very, very brilliant people. And then they just aren't brilliant on other things. And that's okay too. That's okay too. I know I'm a dumbass when it comes to lots of things. Let's just leave it at that. But you want to talk food, you want to talk astrophysics, you want to talk about PCs and gaming and how things and AI and blah, 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 all these topics. I can hang with the best of them. All of us can. We all have topics that we're really strong on and that we may or may not have had formal education on. I don't think that that's important because we have the best education that we ever needed, and it's staring us in the face. But far too many people, vast majority of people, not saying there's anything wrong with it, only want to use it to look at funny cat videos. Okay, look at funny cat videos. Or only want to use it to bitch about the internet or post their latest fitness trend on Instagram. That's fine. Have at it. But then don't come to me and say, "Oh, well, this thing about the black holes and blah 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 blah. I don't think that's real." And I'm like, "But you don't know anything about black holes. So why are you speaking with such sureness in what you're saying?" It's okay to say, "I don't know." It's okay to say, "I'll have to get back to you because I'll go read up on it and try to glean." And to me, that's the sign of somebody who's genuinely intelligent, is they will take the initiative to go and try to grasp a topic. Doesn't mean you need to know every last detail about astrophysics, but you did read a couple papers and saw some stories and news aggregators on YouTube like Anton. We love Anton, who will put it in a more digestible format for the layman to go, "Oh, okay. And he said I should read about from this physicist and that physicist. And now I'm learning all about Hawking radiation and gravitons." And it's like, well, there you go. That proves to me, might be different for other people, that proves to me that person I was just talking to was intelligent. Because I had the balls to say, "I don't know." It came back to me 2 weeks later and go, "Oh my God, dude, look at all this shit I read up on,"
Or that they stayed in Holiday Inn Express last night.
Yeah.
That too.
So I have thought about this topic more than a little bit. And one of the thoughts I had the other day was that I do think it's a mistake to dismiss people out of hand just because of what you're talking about. Now, I think there's a difference between having a degree and having an education.
Oh yeah.
Now, so if somebody has 10,000 hours of experience studying some topic, and then they get a degree in it, and they weren't just spending time in indoctrination classes, they actually did the work, and then they had to meet with their peers, they had to defend their thesis, they had to do all these things. I think that has value. The problem is that so many people have a degree, but they didn't really get an education. And we have a lot of these people that are just coming out of universities who all they really were is they took their Politburo training sessions. They got their piece of paper for reasons that we don't want to mention because I don't want to be that politically incorrect every single show. But if somebody has actually done the work, yeah, you should absolutely challenge them. You should not let them get away with argument by authority. But I don't think it means nothing if somebody actually did the work.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And this isn't a labor theory of value thing. I mean, by doing the work, I mean actually not just counting the hours. It's actually doing that sort of stuff. So, I mean, doctors, the other big issue goes back to that. I mentioned, was it lacatosis thing, is that the scientific method may be the most powerful tool we have to solve problems, But unfortunately, it's people that are wielding it, and people have their own self-interests, their own biases, their own fears, their own everything. So it's
strategies.
Because we saw the thing that we saw during the pandemic with what passed for public health in this country was shocking. It was, I mean, the veil is gone. And between that and Al Gore's stupid statements about climate, and I still think climate is a problem. The question is just how much and when, right? I think we're going to solve this with technology before we end up destroying ourselves.
I don't think we've measured it. I don't think we've measured it accurately yet.
Yeah,
no,
there probably is a problem, but we don't know what it is because there's been so much ideology and so many conflicting things competing for money, being at cross purposes, all trying to undercut one another. That good science has been sacrificed on that altar.
If I was God Emperor, I would regularly delegate a lot of things to other people, and then to solve the issues of society, I would bring people into the intellectual Thunderdome, and I would just make them fight. I would.
Last man standing.
That's what we used to do.
You know, for however many
Greek
however
times.
many days it takes until, and it's like, you know, well, we're going to decide what we're going to do about this, and maybe the answer is we're going to set aside 1/4 of the country and we're going to do a little experiment. You know, whatever it is. But I want to
Florida.
Let me say how much I regret using the C word a moment ago and try to get the show back onto some.
No.
Yes. Let's see. There's a
I say
spreadsheet.
no.
Well, we were talking about nukes and
well, we were talking about Star Trek too, right? And the whole thing about Skydance, and of course they got to make their money back. Now, one of the brilliant things that Steve Jobs did, and I know he's an asshole and just kind of a horrible person,
but he was a brilliant one.
One of the most brilliant things he did, honestly, was he understood how valuable it was to have other people make shit for your shit. And he made decisions like that original Apple mouse that was shaped sort of like a UFO that caused instant carpal tunnel syndrome to anyone who used it. He knew that a third-party group of people making peripherals for your systems was actually good for him. You walk into a Micro Center, Fry's, whatever, and you see the huge aisles and aisles and aisles. All this stuff is Windows compatible, right? And if you walk into the Mac thing and the only thing you see is like this one aisle of just all Mac products and nothing that's made for them by third parties, you're going to fail. All of those iPhone skins and mice and other peripherals that work with the Mac totally work to their advantage. And I feel like the people at Paramount do not understand this. Well, all they do is they fight against their fandom. They make it too expensive for people to make stuff because it's in their best interest not to stifle the ecosystem of people that want to make their product more well known. Sorry, Skep, go.
No, I would just agreeing with
you. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, same. Entirely so.
You caught me in mid rant. So I want to just a little lighter thing since I mentioned Jobs. Steve Wozniak is a hoot and a half. Not Steve Wozniak.
The Woz is.
Why can I not remember his first name? Not Steve Jobs.
Steve.
What's Woz's first name?
Wasn't it Steve?
Steve.
Oh, I guess it is. I'm so terrible with first names. I don't know what the hell is wrong with
Steve
me.
and Steve.
Okay, so Woz.
The Woz.
Well, I corresponded with him one time, and he was a very nice man. He really is really eccentric, and he's the exact opposite of Steve Jobs. So he used to do this thing that he did it just for the whimsy of it. He would actually buy sheets of uncut $2 bills from the Treasury, and then he took them to a printer and had them made up into this little book with perforations, so he could tear them out like he was handing you coupons. And he would just pay for shit with these things.
Nice. Respect. See, that's a good kind of eccentric. Not,
I hadn't heard that story. I didn't know he did that.
So
it's a little off center, but it's not creepy.
So it says the one memorable example of Wozniak's eccentricity is his use of personalized $2 bills. Instead of simply swiping a card, he orders entire sheets of uncut $2 bills from the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, then uses custom tools to cut and glue them into tear-off booklet-like stacks. The result is a playful way to pay for to pay that turns everyday transactions into a quick moment of surprise and amusement. Now he did have some problems here. Let's see. We can watch this on YouTube. I'll just let this play. Nobody's going to copy strike
Showed
me
me
for
backstage. It's very strange. Steve brought these pads. Kevin, can you? One of our interns is going to bring this out. Can you tell us a little bit about this pad? Steve, he gave me some sheets off of this pad.
You can all hear this, right?
And
Yep.
show the
Okay.
back of it.
Normal pads of sheets of paper.
They're not
but
normal at
basically,
all.
basically, I got a printer in my hometown of Los Gatos, California, to make these pads for me, and I got him the supplies from a higher quality printer, and they're perforated, so you can tear them off like green stamps. I don't know if it's the right president. The serial numbers are very suspicious, but you can still smell the ink, so don't touch it because it's a little wet. They meet the specs of the U.S. government. So by law, these are legal tender. I have been spending them. You can get arrested for them. You cannot get convicted because you're in the right.
I just want everybody to understand what Steve is telling us.
No,
He's
it's true.
Wait, what?
He has them done
He's
by
pretty-
a legal printer,
Yeah.
a legal minter
Mhm.
of American federal money, and he just buys them in sheets and then just puts them in little notebooks and then he just tears them off.
Yeah, they're perforated.
Wait.
That's amazing.
The only people who can print government money is the government printing office.
He buys
Dot,
them in
dot.
sheets from the government printing office, though.
Yeah.
He just then has them made up into these little booklets that just confuse
Yeah.
the hell out of people. Like, what?
And they're $2 bills, so it's
You
not
can
something
buy
like
them in sheets.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if you're WAS, you can.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure he's gone through some.
That's not generally available, is it?
Apparently.
That's what I'm wondering.
Well,
'Cause
he's not a
I'm-
general person.
I'm going to be spending some money. I want some sheets of $2 bills. Shit, yeah.
I know I told you about the time when I was playing
Yeah,
pool
it's
that
literally
we,
on the United States Mint.
that the bartender complained about a $2 bill because it made counting the drawer hard. So we all saved up just hundreds of
And you
dollars of
did it?
$2 bills, and then paid for everything one night in $2 bills.
Oh,
No,
man.
like literally, they sell the United States Mint website.
Yeah.
Has $2 4-note sheets from Fort Worth, Texas. They're uncut currency for $22.50.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
Put,
You guys still use paper, don't you?
yes, we do.
Yeah,
Well,
and
I'm
I'm
just-
proud
I
of it.
don't know why it just occurred to me because I'm thinking, how do you do it? Because we've switched over to plastic bills.
Ew.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's disgusting. You can't fold them. They don't sit in your wallet. I've just gone completely cashless because of it. It just occurred to me, wait a minute, you guys actually still print on paper. It's
Oh, you can do it in $5 bills too.
oh.
Nice.
See,
That-
now
this
if
is
I ever
fun.
win the lottery and become a multimillionaire,
There'll be signs.
there'll be signs and I'll be walking around with pads of bills.
I've got a $2 bill story to tell you. I just have to tell you about this. When I was a young dispersing officer aboard the USS Kansas City, I was also the postal officer, which means that I had the postal cancellation stamp. Now, I had a postal clerk working for me who did the actual canceling. But on the day that the $2 bills were reissued, I think it was in 1976, I took one that was in mint condition that I got from the bank. It was the day that I picked up payroll. I picked up a couple of $2 bills, and I took one of them, took it back, pressed it into a thing, and I canceled it with the first day cover of the Kansas City. So it's this ornate stamp that's stamped across one side of it, and then I canceled it with the postal cancellation on the other, making my own one-of-a-kind first day cover of that kind of thing. I've kind of thought about maybe putting it up at auction, see if it got any interest.
It probably would. I'd be amazed if it didn't.
It'd be an interesting.
I'm
It's a one-of-a-kind piece. You never know how they're going that's going to be looked at, but it's
yeah.
got an interesting provenance.
Oh no, I'm going down the rabbit hole of the U.S. Mint. Like you can buy $1 20-note sheets. and
I
just-
did not know that. I did not know. I thought
Yeah, this is incredible.
because I used to get bricks I used to get $60,000 bricks and put it in that. By the way, $60,000 in $20 bills That's what fits in a standard size Samsonite attaché case. I'm just going to tell you right now because I have put it in. That was about what I used. I used about $55,000 for payday every 2 weeks.
Mm.
And
I it's going to upset Assassin if I don't say it. One, it's linen paper. First off,
yes,
and
Yeah.
two, the United States government, the U.S. Treasury Department. I apologize, Assassin. The U.S. Treasury Department is the only printer with the puce green, which is the official color of the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
Use?
Puce.
PUC.
PUC.
you
Nice.
screened. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank God our
Not to
money
be
isn't
confused
mauve.
with puke green. Mauve.
Fairly close, but
Mauve.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to say that for Assassins this way because he said it more than once in chat. I'm like, I bet.
Who was the comedian that, and I use the term loosely, who was always running to be president, and he was, one of his campaign things was he was going to paint the White House mauve, Skep?
Oh wow.
It wasn't one of-
Roberts. Pat Roberts.
No.
No. Oh.
Hey, let's
my-
play, let's remember that name. Like I was
Oh.
saying earlier, it's
What was
the best
what was-
content.
It was he was on Laughing.
He was.
And he
We'll remember.
Pat Paulson.
Pat Paulson. Thank God. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Mauve. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I sent to you and Prospero a link to that TV show, which essentially was they'd have musicians on and they would sing parts of songs, and then they would quiz people about like, well, what's the next line, or they'd ask some questions about it. It was some game show that I'd never heard of. You remember that, Skep?
I didn't see that link from you, but
Well, woe is you. It's in our little your
And
Prospero and I
little
little
deal.
shared discussion thing. But you're familiar with Santana's evil ways, right? So
Oh,
I
yeah.
later ran into a short from that show where they've got some people performing this Santana thing, and I'm thinking, okay, now I know why I never heard of this thing. This is a little bit cringe, but it's very, very short. So Skep, enjoy this.
Napoli and Glisson have a smash from a few years back.
And this is not the Santana version, so we're not going to get copy struck.
You gotta change your evil way.
I won.
Jesus
I love
Christ.
their outfits. This is fantastic.
Their outfits are awesome.
The disco
outfits are
jazz
awesome.
treatment of that song is that's abuse.
That is the worst.
That is abuse.
That is the worst, because I feel like Carlos Santana and Tito Puente should just team up and just go like hurl insults at these women. That is just bad. That's really not good. This is called Musical Chairs was the name of the show. Musical Chairs. Oh, let's see. In terms of cringy things, let me see. I told you guys about the terrible jacket that I got as a present when I was a kid.
Yes.
And I'm not sure. I was kind of convinced that you didn't understand how bad it was, that the word picture I was painting was not sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see
Lay
if
it
I
on
can
me, big boy.
do this without doxing myself here. Okay.
Make sure to crop your head off.
So I was looking for the jacket using AI, trying to see if I could just find anything about it. And I ran across this monstrosity. Apparently, okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a jacket
Oh, hello.
that they sold as fan stuff for Sean Cassidy when he was in the Hardy Boy Mysteries on TV. Look at that. And on the
Is
back,
that what's on the back?
oh, look at that. Then you have like a little picture of Sean Cassidy. Oh, this is absolutely the worst thing.
Were you a 14-year-old girl?
No, this wasn't my jacket. I
Oh,
found
okay.
His jacket,
this
that
is
was
this
his
is
jacket.
this is something sort of similar. I think
Similar.
mine was actually bad, and I figured out how to describe it. It was a light blue and silver satin bomber jacket. Absolutely terrible. But I feel good that I didn't have this. This is, oh my God. This is absolutely terrible. There was a lot of shit like that during the 70s, the late 70s. But we all managed to survive. It was fun. We used to have station
Thanks for
wagons
that.
with.
It bled into the 80s and traumatized me for life.
We used to have station wagons that had seats in the back that would face going backwards.
Yes.
Oh God.
I love those. I loved sitting in those seats. They were awesome.
Yeah. No
And they were
apologies.
doubly awesome if it was a wood paneled.
But I am totally
yeah.
going to find a picture of that jacket if it's the last thing I do, and I'm going to show it to you guys because it's.
I wanna see it.
The way you're describing it, Harry, it still doesn't seem that bad to me. I wore worse shit in the 90s, and I still love that stuff. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to actually see something. You have to show me something.
But I was a young boy turning into a young man, and it was just
the
not.
70s.
It was not
It was
good.
the 70s, sweetheart. There was a lot of fashion mistakes that a lot of people made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do
You were
not
not the
regret
only
getting
one.
motor oil on that and having to retire it.
Like Serenity, did you have an Adidas tracksuit in the 90s?
Oh fuck yeah!
Or like a knockoff?
Yeah, knockoff. The one with
Yeah,
the
me
stripes
too. Me
instead of
too.
three
The
stripes, yeah.
knockoffs because my mother wasn't paying $250 for a fucking tracksuit when you could go to the flea market and pick one up for like $10.
Damn
So
right.
I got like 20 of them, but
Here's
those were fashion faux pas of the 80s, but we didn't care because it was comfy.
Yeah, I still don't care.
I still don't care. Yeah.
I had a consulting gig at Adidas
Nice.
doing some database work, and they let me go to their employees shop
Nice.
where the employee and shop with the employees discount. They gave me a card,
Oh.
Mhm.
and I went in there and spent like $600 on shoes and stuff.
Nice.
It came out, probably bought $1,500 retail worth of stuff.
Nice.
Damn,
Damn
that's
right.
nice.
Well, it
Yeah,
wasn't
that was
all.
amazing.
It wasn't all bad. So, like, I have this little listicle here, which normally I avoid listicles, but this one is
They're
useful.
fun.
So, tube tops. At the time we thought they were pretty great. Now they do look a little weird, but
Fringed leather.
it was
hell
fine.
But you
yeah.
maybe
fringed leather.
never-
Those, but micro mini skirts. That's not a micro mini. First off, bad picture, dum dums.
No, but hey, mini skirts are great. There's no problem there. Tie dye.
Again, I just don't think you have the legs for it, Harry.
I don't. Tie dye is.
I don't even have the legs
don't-
for it.
I
and
really-
try.
Has the
I,
legs.
I
for
really
it.
don't
I
like
feel-
tie dye.
I feel like Skep has the legs for it.
I actually do have the legs for it.
Let's say I feel like
That-
I love tie dye. I love tie dye.
That's as a result of about 60 years of long distance running.
I was
That's
about to
how-
say.
I like this
Clogs?
picture. I like this
Clogs
picture
are
for
awesome.
clogs, but there are no
Without
clogs in the
clogs?
picture.
No.
It's like, is
Are
she
they not
holding
on the
them?
ground
No,
or anything?
no,
No.
there are no clogs in this picture.
Are they over the side of the?
Probably.
What is this?
That's why this is a lazy
Battlement?
listicle.
It was
Yeah.
it was probably like a Candy's ad that they cut off. at the
But
wrong
there's your
spot.
leisure suit. There's like Gene Rayburn
Yeah.
wearing a leisure suit.
Yep.
Yeah,
I had
hell
that.
yeah.
I had that suit in powder blue.
Well, I know I told you that I was like a math TA in junior high school.
Of course you were.
And there was this one teacher, the guy I was TAing for, he wore leisure suits. And because he had a part-time job, because teaching didn't pay enough, he had a part-time job at Sears selling leisure suits, so he got discounts on them. And so he would
Nice.
wear leisure suits while he would teach people math.
Oh yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually,
Leisure math.
I don't have a problem with it. Let's see, maxi dresses, aviator glasses. Well, those are good. Gotta love those.
Maxis are
Wrap
good too.
dresses. Well,
Yep, wrap dresses. are
Diane von
awesome.
Fustenberg.
yep.
Yes, the queen, the goddess.
Bell bottoms.
No.
Depending
Yes.
on the cut. Depending on the cut.
Yeah.
I agree
love
with Serenity. It
bell-bottoms.
depends on
Hell
the
yeah.
cut. Corduroy. Love
Damn
corduroy.
right. I love
100%.
corduroy.
You got that
100%.
swish, get that
No.
swishing noise, whenever you
100%.
touch it.
Yeah.
I love corduroy.
The professor jacket with the patches on the elbows. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Studded belts. I still wear a studded belt.
Well, there you go.
That's when they started.
Platform shoes.
Platform shoes. Yeah.
What's not to
Nice.
like? Oversized collars. Thank you very much. Like it.
Eh.
You might. Yeah. Okay.
Sheepskin
depends on
coats.
I
Yes.
still have a sheepskin coat.
Halter tops. Well,
Damn right.
Ah.
Yeah.
I still wear halter. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, no.
black leather jeans. Well, only on a motorcycle.
jackets.
Jackets.
Oh, jackets.
But-
Sorry.
They're classic. Like you said with the other thing, it all depends on like those with all the patches and stuff. No, I like my plain black motorcycle jacket. It's classic. It's understated. It is
Gladiator sandals.
what?
These
Oh,
are hot. These are hot pants.
Is that hot pants?
Hot pants.
But you see, you have to have like the weird lacy shoe things to go with them.
The gladiator sandals.
Yeah. Yeah, and gold
Not a
chains. Yeah, why not?
Gold chains are awesome.
Yeah, I'm told
What?
wholesale against
Caftans.
caftans. I'm sorry. This is
Caftans
Why
What
is
are
that
the
awesome.
fuck?
Is he about to offer Kool-Aid to a bunch of people?
yeah, probably.
Got a van. He wants you to go see the van.
Yeah. Creepers. Now I've never even heard of these.
Yeah.
Oh, I like creepers.
I love
I
creepers.
have some.
They're awesome.
So why is it called a creeper?
I don't know
Extremely
why they're
padded.
called,
Crepe,
but
I don't know.
it's the shoes that you see a lot of rockabilly band leaders wear. It's those like almost like slightly platform like loafer type shoes that a lot of the rockabilly guys do. They're awesome shoes though.
Yeah.
I
Headscarves.
have like a crepe sole.
Yeah.
It's the soul. That's
Like
why they call them
girls
creepers.
called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You find somebody
Very-
in California,
very soft
a woman
tread.
who has a headscarf now, and all she's going to do is talk to you about the mother of her kombucha, and it's just, I don't want to hear about that.
Or her sourdough.
I want to talk about fermenting. Yeah. No. No.
Says the guy who
The
has his
yeast
own.
that she uses.
Yeah, and
Do not
jumpsuits.
want to know where it is
Nice.
Nice. I have no issue with jumpsuits.
In the kitchen, I do. That's about 12 health code violations right there. Get the fuck out of there, lady.
She's just passing through. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was a little sojourn. No, that Sean Cassidy thing was terrible. I actually sent it to several people I know, and everybody were like, "Oh my god!" Except for one person who said, "Oh yeah, I would have totally worn that when I was a kid. I was a girl." I was surprising the number of girls from my generation who had a thing for Sean Cassidy.
I can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean Cassidy.
There's always every generation of females has that one floppy haired boy who was like all the rage for a time. Zac Efron, I think, was like Zac Efron and Robert Pattinson during the Twilight were kind of ours in my generations, but yeah, there's always a floppy haired boy.
Well, I feel like the teen idols used to be, for the younger girls, they used to be just sort of like a little bit different and kind of a sexually non-threatening sort of way. There's like
Yeah.
you don't really get much of a macho danger vibe from Sean Cassidy. If anything, he's
Yeah.
like the boyfriend with training wheels that they
Yeah.
hope they're going to get.
Yeah, that's what they do intentionally is
Yeah.
that is you get the non-threatening they're usually on the skinny side. Nothing wrong with being on the skinny side, but it's usually the skinny of no muscle, not skinny with muscle.
Yeah.
It's just that's the kind of the way it goes. And pretty much from the time boys hit prepubescence, it's tits and ass. It's a very different thing.
Hey, I think I've told everybody my first celebrity crush was Aaron Gray from Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
And I make
Good
no
choice.
apologies for
Top
that.
quality choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make no apologies.
Mine was
Um,
Nigella.
I can see
Nigella
that.
Lawson.
I can see that.
Yeah, because it's so stereotypically me, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's very stereotypical.
She
Yeah.
was a very pretty young lady, and she's a very pretty older lady. She's
well, I
she's-
mean, even at the
she's
time,
a
she
lot.
wasn't that much older. She was, younger than I am now back then, right? So, and not to get too Freudian in it, but she and my aunt, not of blood, but my mom's best friend, aunt, still my aunt. So family's thicker than blood. Reminded me so much of her because the way that they approached food, the way that they would talk to you while they present and talk about this food, it's very non-threatening, very open. And then of course Nigella, she's just a fucking knockout. So yeah. And then Britney Spears comes along and you're like, what is this trash? I want some class.
That did not happen.
Well, we kind of did with Shania.
A little bit, but then
You got to remember, I'm like 10 years older than you, so it's a little bit of a difference. But I mean, you get what you take from it. Like they throw out everything in the world, in the entertainment world, and it's up to you as sort of like an individual, but also your parents should. I feel like edge you the right. No proper phrasing.
Yeah, that was bad.
Nudge you in the
you.
proper direction to be like, this is good, wholesome entertainment. This isn't, bumping and grinding and whatever.
Yeah. Assassin Honey. Don't say Timmy Sorbet. It's Timothy Chalamet. If you're gonna do that. Like, good Lord, honey. Just
Yeah, I bet Timothy Chalamet has a number of caftans, one for each day of the week.
Well, he's French. Of course he does.
And one for the morning, one for the afternoon, and one for the evening.
Okay.
And in rewatching the 1984 Dune just yesterday, reminded me that actually I do appreciate his aesthetic. Timothy Chalamet more so than his actual performance.
Yeah.
A lot of different reasons go into that, so we'll not go into. And then looking at Kyle MacLachlan and going, yeah, I don't like the casting for this movie. There's a couple, Patrick Stewart as Gurney.
Come on, you don't want Dean Stockwell as Huey?
No. Sting
as Fade?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Whoever they got to play Raban, I'm like, no, dude, I want somebody that looks like fucking Dave Bautista. That's like, that is the beast, Well,
I hate to do this, but before Serenity disappears, I want to introduce one more topic because I want to hear what you have to say. Okay, so Trump unveils plans for Golden Fleet battleships named after himself. Have you heard about this?
Yes, I have.
The new Trump class battleships, and
they're probably gonna be like the Zumwalts, where
and
they're
the
only
name.
around for a short amount of time,
It's supposed to be a monstrously huge battleship, bigger than the classic ones. Because 2026, that is the time for more battleships. That's definitely where things are going. Now he wants to name it functional. This first one, USS Defiant.
I'm a little verklempt right now. I'm trying to keep myself contained because I don't want to go complete nerd on this. But while I'm just sort of trying to keep myself together, I'd really like to hear what Skep has to say about this because he's the Navy guy.
Yeah.
Voyager class.
Do battleships need to get bigger?
Well, let me say one thing to Skep before we get into it. One of the reasons why they're claiming he wants to do this, it's sort of the read between the lines, is I think he's throwing a bunch of money into this shipbuilding thing to try to keep American naval shipbuilding alive. I think it's a very strategic plan. Whether or not this is a good idea or not, he may be doing it because of that. But go, Skep.
Sounds good.
This is to keep Pascagoula and Groton and places like that busy. It's to the other thing about it is that the new class of ships that come out is going to be, I think, much more like a Swiss Army knife than a traditional battleship. Traditional battleship was primarily a gun platform. It was a naval bombardment, naval artillery, and secondarily a shore bombardment platform. Those missions get accomplished much more efficiently than a battleship can do this. I don't think they're and you gotta realize virtually everybody in the Navy realizes. So that's not a controversial opinion. They're not going to do anything stupid. Now, what I think they'll come out with is something that is going to bristle with electronics, missiles. It may not even have guns, and it's going to have a crap ton of drones on it, and cruise missiles and things like that. So based on that, if you want to call that a battleship, yeah, that's okay. Well, that'll be what the new thing we call battleship. But it's basically a way of putting a piece of steel in the water and getting it to a place where trained people can operate the systems aboard her to make our enemies do what we want them to.
And launch the drones directly into their backyard.
Well, you know the drill.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the way that modern warfare has evolved, right? Like it's now almost entirely about remote equipment.
People in charge. These are very, very capable people at NavWeps who come up with these plans to implement, to choose and implement and mount systems on ships like that.
Yeah.
These things will have some very interesting systems, and they can come into a place and really influence a conflict situation. Basically, just take over a conflict situation.
Probably a whole cyber
You could
warfare.
outfit one ship to do that too.
Let's let
And like you
Serenity in
said,
because
with
she
the-
needs to
oh,
leave.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Silver Raven says that it's going to have 2 lasers on it, supposedly. But
Yeah, we'll see.
well, it's just my thing is like, I know we all know I like random weird things. I like the A10 Warthog. I like the Sky Warden. Don't judge
Everybody
me.
loves the
But-
Warthog. It's a great
But
thing. Titanium
I
bucket.
also it was a tiny useless ship, and I understand it's been retired, but I love the Zumwalts. I just don't want what has been done to the Zumwalts to be done to the Trump class ones. It's like, let it be cool and let it be different and keep the bitches.
Okay, I'm going to make a prediction just because, not so much because I have inside information or anything, because I don't.
Yeah.
But what it needs to be. It needs to be a really hardened ship in terms of survivability.
Yeah.
So they really want something where the drones pretty much just bounce off it if they make it through.
Yeah.
The other thing is this is almost certainly going to have either one larger reactor or 2 reactors again, because it's going to have an energy diet, the likes of which you normally don't see in anything this size. And it's going to be able to project offense, but it's going to have amazing defense. That's the thing about battleships. They're supposed to be able to take a beating.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm not necessarily against this as a thing. I do think it is odd. I don't remember reading history books or being alive when presidents name things after themselves while they're in office. This is a kind of a weird thing for this time. I mean, is there anybody else who's named shit after themselves? Isn't that usually an honor you do for previous presidents?
You usually get a ship named after you, not a ship class.
Not while you're sitting president. I don't think there was like the Truman class when Truman was in.
But like, all I ask, and the only ones who are going to get this joke are going to be some people in chat and Functional and Sora.
Okay.
All I want is a USS Normandy. That's all I want. It's a video game thing. Just
You know
we're gonna
what?
let it
We'll
go.
save that. We'll save that for the first at stratospheric fighters. Okay.
Yes, but I shall return.
Okay.
Hopefully before you end. But if I'm not back before the show ends, good night, everybody. Be safe, be careful, and have a good weekend.
See you later, Serenity.
I think you're right, Skep. It is going to be a Swiss Army sort of like scenario with these, because I can see them being somewhat more modular. So like maybe in this battle group, they require a better cyber warfare suite. So it's going to have, one of those dedicated rooms. But in the next one, it could be more drone operations controller seats, because that's their primary mission is to fight. So I think that these can be very flexible. And I think that seems to be what I'm gleaning from the article is you said the genius of the people behind this. And right now there's no better time than to do it right now, because even if we need we rely on it. We need this type of stuff now, even though, let's say in 5 years, the mechanics and building of drones will be different. We'll still at least have the platforms that are there specially designed for drone operations and launching.
Drones are just going to be another weapon system. But
but to throw that on a what's the current one? The Nimitz class?
You can
think of them with Ford class, the drone.
Ford class? Okay. Yeah, to do that sort of an overhaul to a Ford class battleship with all the things that we've just laid out, from the energy consumption to specialized rooms, probably you'd want these in Faraday cages too, to like sort of stave off other opposing attack from, this type of stuff. It would be a lot harder than to have something like this that's built specifically for these interchangeable purposes.
Faraday cage. What do you think a ship is?
Is it just one giant Faraday cage?
Oh, Jesus, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's made out of steel.
Well, it's not really a Faraday cage. It's really more of a Tempest secured room.
Yeah.
Okay. So for any sort of external attack on the equipment to shut down the equipment through some kind of directed EMP device would just be completely ineffectual.
No,
an
not
EMP
completely.
EMP is a different story because there you're dealing with particles that go through walls pretty easily.
Well, a projected device wouldn't be like an actual EMP. It would just be something that can, at a distance, turn off or fry computer hardware.
Okay, we're getting very sloppy about our
Yeah,
terms. Let's roll this back. So the thing, what you're saying is you don't want a ship that just falls over when there's like an EMP burst or there's like hackers getting in and hacking the systems. Yeah, I mean it has to be. That's why I said it has to be hardened. So it needs to meet modern standards. Now, there's things you do to deal with EMP where you essentially engineer it in a way that it's not as susceptible to damage from it, right? And then there's things you do for information warfare perspectives, which is like the Faraday thing. And I mentioned this thing called the Tempest standard. So Skep's absolutely right. It's a big steel thing that's grounded in a giant bucket of water. So but there are antennas and things all over it too. So it's not completely safe.
It's not invulnerable.
It's not invulnerable.
No, yeah.
But yeah, that's just part of modern warfare. That's just one of those things you have to know how to do. So the big metal ship is generally pretty safe. I want to show you something that is also sort of futuristic. I think it's really cool. I kind of want one, but I also know that it's going to be way more money than I can afford. Maybe you guys will think it's stupid. I don't know. Maybe you will. Let's see. Where did it go?
Is it a decal for your new bike that says USS Defiant?
Yes.
What?
The flying speeder bike.
What?
It's basically a flying motorcycle.
Wait. What?
Wait, what? No, exactly. Wait, what? It is the Volonaut, a air bike flying motorbike, which has basically dual jet turbines built into it. And you sit on it and you ride it like a motorcycle.
I want one.
I don't trust anything anymore.
I want one now.
It's going to be licensed. Real? It is real. It is going to be licensed as an ultralight aircraft, which means they're limiting the speed to 62 miles an hour, but it is capable of going significantly faster than that.
That's what I was hoping for.
It can go about twice that speed.
There won't be any way to mod that thing so it'll go faster. No, there won't be any way
No.
to do that.
Let's go back to the video so you can see it flying around.
Yes, please.
I'm going to turn the sound down because the jet engine's probably not that comfortable in people's ears.
It's pretty loud, but...
Is that okay?
Perfect.
Okay.
I want this.
Oh my god.
I must want this.
If I had like stupid money, I would absolutely buy one of these.
I would too.
What's the MSRP?
Don't know. I'm afraid to look.
Oh.
It's going to be a lot.
Yeah, it's got to be $500,000.
And I'm
It's got
assuming
two jet engines in it. It runs on jet fuel. Kerosene, jet fuel.
That's going to be the...
No, kerosene's not that expensive outside of California.
Easy.
Yeah.
No, but isn't jet fuel more than just kerosene?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
Well, okay, yes, but no.
Well,
The real answer is no, but the
JP5
practical answer is yes.
JP5.
Jet turbines are very forgiving about what they'll run on.
Okay. If only to recreate that scene on Endor from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, this is not AI bullshit as far as I know. It's also really good for dusting off your fruit trees. So how do we feel about this functional?
I'm slapping USS Defiant on the back of mine. I just wow. I need to know more.
Yeah, pretty cool.
What is the name of the company that makes that?
Volonaut.
Volonaut air bike costs
Volonaut.
$880,000
Worth it.
with pre-orders requiring an $80,000 refundable deposit to secure a build slot for limited production.
Yeah,
Huh.
worth it.
I wish I knew about this in my younger years. I'd be saving up my entire life for this.
I would have chosen to
takes off. I'm buying one.
become a trader or go to law school or something. Pick something that makes more money than what I do.
Reservations were just this last summer in August.
From a DEI consultant.
Okay, so I'm not just stupid for thinking this is awesome.
No, this is amazing.
Hell no. This is incredible.
Yeah.
Some of the different like chassis they have for it too. Oh,
Okay.
it can carry
210
maximum
pounds.
210 pounds.
Yep. You didn't need that leg anyway. So let me see.
I'm not 210, but I mean, me and my
kidding.
backpack. Well, no, Harry, me, my backpack, the kitty in the backpack,
Yeah.
the treats for kitty and me, that adds up.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I want to be able to pop the kitty in the backpack and go on a air quotes road trip.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, while I'm being nice to you, Prime Video's new sci-fi show from the Expanse author is the space opera TV needs right now. Did you know this was
Thanks.
Did you know about this?
About the new show?
It's called The Captive's War is the name of the book series that they're basing this on. It's going to be a new space opera based on, from the same guy who wrote the Expanse books.
Yeah, I mean, we needed the Expanse back when the Expanse came out, and people didn't seem to want to watch it, which is a shame because it's really fucking good. So I didn't hear about this. I'm excited because James S.A. Corey is a great author, and she made some good. I still on the hunt for the very first book in the series because I don't have it in my collection, but I have read the first half of the book, and I was like, this is great. Now I have to get back to the series I'm actively reading, but
hey,
yes.
I love a good space opera. I'm looking forward to this. I want to see if it's good.
We also should be getting probably summer this year, season 4 of the Orville, which is also really exciting.
Seth Trek is pretty good. Yeah.
It's been the best Trek that we've had since Star Trek Continues. That was the fan-made stuff by voice actor got in trouble for SA allegations.
Vic
Mignogna, yeah. He did the last season of Star Trek the original series, and it was just chef's kiss. Brilliantly solidified the ending of TOS without it just abruptly sort of, and gave it a really good send-off, a really good one.
Well, since most people have Prime, this will cost most people $0 extra to actually check out. So when I find out when it's actually going to come out, I'll let you know. But this is something good to look forward to. I do need to address the thing in the thumbnail, though. That's one of the rules. If I put it in the thumbnail, I try to actually cover it at some point.
I thought it was drones.
Yeah. FCC bans DJI drones starting today. And I don't know the full scope of this because it looks like not just DJI, but a number of Chinese drones may also be here. And it may also... I'm sorry I have incomplete information, but this has been kind of a slippery thing to track down because everybody just wants to talk about their one angle of it. This may affect the DJI cameras as well. So this is kind of a big deal that the U.S. is just coming out and saying all of these Chinese-made drones and cameras, because I know Serenity's a big fan of the DJI ones. Great news for Insta360, unless they're swept up in this as well. Yeah, they're just banning all this stuff for security reasons. How do we feel about this? Is this just being prudent, or do you think they're overreacting a little bit?
Okay. This is one of those things where you taking a swing at something that you don't even know where the chin of the opponent you're aiming at is. And it's in the vein of at least we're trying to do something. I think that's where this is. it may or may not be effective. How do I feel about this vis-a-vis the Fourth Amendment and maybe 10th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution? Not loving it. I don't like the president taking this kind of seemingly petulant executive action under the guise of national security. It feels like something that happens in countries that aren't free.
Yeah. Well, here's this little blurb. It says the Federal Communications Commission's covered list, or the list of products that the federal organization will not approve for sale in the U.S., now includes uncrewed aircraft systems and UAS critical components produced in a foreign country. The foreign drone ban was added to the list on December 22nd. Yeah. Thing is, we don't really make a lot of drones in the U.S. But this also, like with the previous story about the new Trump-class battleships, might be something that's meant to incentivize the drone production in the U.S., meaning that it's not just security theater, it's also mercantilism and protectionism and other isms.
This will be ignored. That's the other thing.
You think people are just going to buy non-FCC certified stuff and fly it around and hope for the best?
Yes, I do.
Oh, definitely.
I do. When regulatory organizations overstep their natural authority, the realistic authority they can be expected to control public behavior by, when that gets exceeded, people are going to do what they want to do. They will ignore the raving tyrannical bureaucrat. They'll just say, "No, fuck you. We'll fly what we want to."
Yeah. And then the next we'll hear of this is somebody who didn't know the rules but thought he was cute, flying it near like an airfield or something, and the authorities come in and go, well, now you're doubly screwed because you're not only flying in a no-fly zone, you're now flying an illegal drone in a no-fly zone.
Well, yeah, you're interfering with aircraft operations. You're going to jail for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us how much you hate America as we put the cuffs on you.
Right.
Oh, you're a sovereign citizen? That's cute. Are you just traveling? Shut up.
Are you sailing?
I love watching those people get arrested.
I'm not
great.
driving. I'm sailing.
Yeah.
I'm traveling.
Yeah, I'm not under contract with you. Maritime law. Yeah. I don't think this means what you think it means. Man, the YouTube algorithm is just wonderful. Like the kind of crap that they try to send you all the time. You could do yourself a lot of mental damage if you just don't fight that algorithm. Some of the stuff that they were throwing at me this week was pretty unhealthy.
Tell it you're not interested. That does help. That does help.
Yeah, just tell it. Yeah, you have to train it to not do that.
Right.
Yeah, I was. God, what was it? The video that we had earlier a few weeks ago of the dog cooking, where the guy was doing the chef response, and they showed like the big dog dressed up in the chef outfit. I put a certain set of words into YouTube trying to find more information about that, and I got some videos that I really did not want to see. And I had to look really. I mean, and I'm not kidding. This isn't a joke. This isn't a bit. Like, you know, there are not a lot of things that I'll hit somebody over, but like, no. Oh, you know this, didn't we bomb somebody on Christmas Day, Skep? Was it Nigeria? There was like someplace in Nigeria we bombed.
Yeah, that was northern Nigeria.
Well, I was having an IRL conversation about this topic, about this thing, and they said, I don't think you should do that on Christmas Day. And I said, why the hell not? George Washington crossed the Delaware River on Christmas Day and, killed a bunch of Hessians while they were hungover and asleep. And it wasn't particularly sporting, but I feel like we have a tradition here. In fact, I think there's probably a timeline somewhere where in the United States we have a Christmas bombing every single year. Like, every year somebody's going to get it. We just go through the list of people we don't like, whoever's at the top,
By the way, just to fully expand your thought.
Yeah.
That night, they crossed into Trenton, across the river,
Mhm.
and they had to march 9 miles to get to the battle. They crossed in what's called a nor'easter. Do you know what a nor'easter is? It's
Yep.
like the worst storm you've ever been in your life. This was a winter storm, wind going sideways, 50 miles an hour, just, basically nearly hurricane level winds. They marched 9 miles south, marched all through the night, fell on the Hessians, and after they killed about 20 of them, the British rushed to surrender. They took 900 Hessians prisoner. They decommitted. The Hessians left the war that day.
Yeah.
All those mercenaries left the war that day.
Huh.
Well, they were just getting paid. It wasn't a fight that they were just in it for the money. So the problem with mercenaries is they're mercenaries.
Yeah.
They're not true believers in your cause. They're not going to just die for you for because if they have
you're not a buyer, you're a bidder.
Yeah,
And there
ideally
will
they're going
be
to either
another
win
bidder.
or quit. Those are the two.
Right.
Those are their options.
Right.
You know, dying for your cause because that's not even in the list.
Yes.
So you're talking about like
That
terrible
costs
weather.
extra.
So on top of one of the nearby peaks, there's an observatory here. So we had this terrible weather.
Oh.
And so the Lick Observatory got just pummeled, 114 mile an hour
makes me
wind
sad.
gusts. And it actually caused part of the structure to collapse. Now, it didn't damage any of the telescopes. So like the
thank
the
goodness.
big 36-inch refractor
Yeah.
is fine. But this is like water is getting into the dome time. So they had to scramble to cover optics and take care of electronics and stuff. This is going to be an expensive problem. I mean, this is really not good. So they say observatory experienced extensive damage from high winds that tore off the north dome shutter from the 36-inch telescope.
Oh, that's not good.
Telescope was not damaged, but its lens and electrical systems were vulnerable to rain, prompting the university to take protective measures. It's run by the University of California. The multi-ton shutter section fell outward onto the roof of the Great Hall, crushing several structural beams. The Great Refractor Telescope was not damaged. Yeah. It's a 140-year-old refractor dome. It has survived all kinds of earthquakes and storms and everything else.
Yeah.
But yesterday, well, not yesterday, a few days ago when the wind hit 114 up on top of that peak, this just makes me kind of sick. I mean, it's not a real scientific tool. It's almost a historical thing and an educational thing,
it
but
is
still.
historical thing.
But still.
It's like Palomar. It's just an amazing thing. Yes.
Hey, I got an idea. Let's build a 200-inch reflector telescope and put it on the
Hell yeah.
ground in California.
Hell yeah.
The Hale telescope. Man, old telescopes.
The Hale scope was it was revolutionary. They didn't think they could make a mirror any bigger than 200 inches.
That was
They thought that
basically
was
the
limit
limits of what
at the
they were
time.
able to do at the time. Now we've figured out you can just make lots of smaller mirrors and use computer trickery to put it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so we did that Santana thing. Did the the Wozniak thing.
The Woz.
Fandoms. Let's see. Well, one little tiny bit of sanity. Federal judge rules California teachers are allowed to out transgender students to their parents. Little sanity, because we have rules in the state that say, oh, you're not allowed to tell parents if your kid wants to go to school and pretend to be a different gender. I think if your kid has gender dysphoria, the parents have a right to know. And thankfully, the adults have said, yeah, the adults are saying, yeah.
When do we take care of the kids? When does that happen?
Well, ultimately, it's the responsibility of the parents to oversee this because the kids aren't old enough to make such decisions. So not informing the parents is stupid.
Yes.
Unless you're really doing something else.
What about, do they have exceptions for licensed, recognized groomers who are just trying to bring the kids along?
You mean teaching licenses?
Yeah, teaching licenses.
Sorry.
sex workers, they got to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah, of course.
They have some broken homes.
Yeah. Bring in 80,000 kids across the border in 4 years, lose track of where they all are. I'm sure they're all fine.
They're fine.
They're fine. Everything's
Kids will
great.
take care of themselves. They're already.
So the power went out in San Francisco with these storms in some places for days. It was not good.
That's
Developing story
misery.
we've been following
So
since
sorry.
last night. It has now been more than 24
Oh.
hours since power went out for 130,000 homes and businesses here in San Francisco.
While most of the power grid has been restored, about 13,000 customers are still left in the dark. PG.
Yeah, multiple days of no power. 130,000 people lost power because a substation caught fire. The weather just screwed everything up, and then they had this terrible outage. It's just, it makes me sad when people can't do the basic things they're required to do. One substation going down should not black out 130,000 people, at least not for very long.
Why do you have a fire at a substation? How does that happen?
The angry pixies decide to go out and frolic with the air molecules. Things happen. Did you catch that Sabine Hassenfelder thing about DC power recently, the last few
Yes,
days?
I did.
Well, essentially, remember the whole, well, you probably were there when they electrocuted Topsy the elephant, right? When Edison did that to show how dangerous alternating current was.
Yeah. In fact, I was holding the film canister for the guy who took the
Oh,
film.
yeah. There's this whole, it's probably a topic for another time, but this whole thing kind of fascinates me. China has been building out all this infrastructure because they need more power for their enormous population. And they're actually not using AC in some of these power lines. They bought some huge ass transformers that actually up the voltage on DC, and they're using DC for some of these power lines now. The long haul power
high
lines.
Voltage DC over
long distance.
long distance. Well,
Yeah, and they're actually doing that here in the U.S.
enough
and different
power
places
into it,
too.
good.
But it requires really specialized equipment because changing the voltage on AC is really easy.
Mhm.
That's why we use it.
Yeah, it's not so easy on DC. DC is that's a lot of infrastructure.
Do you know what I'm talking about, functional? About like how you change the voltage on alternating current?
Alternating current and direct current, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how transformers work?
Yeah.
Ohm's law
Yeah.
and all that.
Well, not
Yeah.
Ohm's law, but it's the different
yeah.
number of windings on each side of it. It's very easy to multiply the voltage once you have AC. DC requires like some real trickery to get that to work. That's not so easy. But if you throw enough money at it, you can buy giant, enormous transformers that do that sort of thing. I don't know. It's fascinating to me. But then again, I'm a very boring person. Okay.
Is there a purpose to doing DC as opposed to AC?
Everything in your house is DC. Think about all the appliances in your house. Those all have DC motors. They have to take the alternating current that comes in from the wall and make DC out of it in order to operate most of the little things in your life.
It's more efficient, basically. I mean,
Okay.
if you
It's
can
just
get
a different-
if you can get the voltage up high enough that you can drop the amperage, then it's just Ohm's law. But if creating an alternating current, there's some loss to creating it. But also, I think if you think about what the sine wave actually looks like and you look at the area under it, DC is going to carry more angry pixies per second.
Okay. I just wasn't sure because, like, obviously, like you said, we get AC and then our appliances inside will turn it back into DC.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was-
Almost every single one of them turns it into DC. The computers you're using are DC. Everything is DC.
Oh, yeah, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
That part I knew. I just didn't know if it was like, is it more efficient to send AC? Is it safer? Is it like, why would we do that?
Back in the day, it made more sense to send AC over long distance because it's simpler to send alternating current over long distance.
Okay.
And now we know how to do that with DC, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
okay. Yeah,
and
I just wasn't-
microgrids, if you're basically going to have like solar panels and batteries and stuff for your neighborhood, it's stupid to step it up to AC when everything's ultimately DC. But I'm actually knowing a little bit about how electrical systems work. The whole way that we deal with things in North America, the Europeans can just bite me. They seem to think they're so smug with their stupid 230 volts when they don't realize the genius of what we have coming in with our 240 and the two different rails and balancing them.
Right.
It's a great system that we actually have. And if you don't think it's a great system, it's just because you don't understand it. It's actually really elegant.
Serenity's back. Your thoughts on AC/DC?
Yeah.
I just like the fact that we can actually have plugs in our freaking bathrooms, unlike pretty much the entirety of Europe.
Yeah, suck it,
yeah.
Europe. Hey, do you have one of those newer washing machines? Anybody, like one of the LGs or?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, it's been bought in the last 5 years.
Okay. Well, no, you
Yeah,
have a
same.
Speed Queen. I know. I
Yeah,
know
that
your
one's different.
washing machine doesn't do this. So here's just a little fun, quick short, and this is what living with a musician is like.
Oh yeah, that. Mine just beeps. Mine doesn't do the
That is
fancy
funny.
shit.
That is funny. That's the LG.
It's the
Indian
LG
guy.
Happy Laundry song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see Skep doing something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could play that. I could play that.
Oh,
right
absolutely. I
now.
have no doubt.
My rice cooker plays Twinkle Twinkle Little Star when the rice is done.
Mine just clicks because it's the one where I just press one button down and then when it's done, it pops back and I just hear dink and that's all.
No, it's
Yeah, all my shit's boring. It just beeps.
Yeah.
yeah.
My pressure cooker, my battery dock, like everything just goes. My refrigerator just goes beep,
Yeah.
beep,
Yeah.
beep.
Oh,
Why can't I have happy melodies? It's because we
uh,
live in Canada, isn't it?
Apparently, nothing to see here says Manitoba has been using HVDC since the 70s.
Nice.
For power transmission from the northern hydro dams. That's what he was saying.
Yeah. You basically need to buy the right stuff. It makes total sense to just run it as DC. AC is the only thing that's better about it is the fact you can change the voltage easily. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Hey, let's talk about the advantages of 3-phase AC, Skep, or just go DC and then you don't have to even think about any of that crap.
Woo!
Yeah.
You know that's yeah.
All right, no, we're not going to do this. I'm going to show
not
you.
gonna.
I'm going to show you one more fun thing. So Don Rickles roasts Robert De Niro on set of Casino.
You're supposed to say I should have known better. The kind of money you're making, read the card. Learn the thing. You got a pop-out trailer. Sit in there and study. With your method acting, with the breathing, with the bullshit. Do the lines and let's get out of here.
God bless Rickles.
I love Don
God
Rickles.
bless.
I love him.
Assassin, are you being sarcastic or did you really not get the punchline for the washing machine video?
No. Well, I mean, if you have one of those washing machines, you get it. A lot of these new things play little jingles when things are done. Yeah,
I know.
and he just played it on the guitar. Yeah.
Oh, I know. And then his girlfriend, wife, whatever, walked in thinking the wash was done.
Yeah,
That was the funny part.
his musicians are annoying because she's ridiculously hot. Anyway,
Well, yeah, she's ridiculously hot. That's one thing. The other thing,
and
that's
she does laundry.
unrealistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't find those people in a musician's life. And the other thing is he would have used an electric guitar and done some things probably with drive and gain to make it sound exactly like, and you can get it really, really close.
Mhm.
There's boxes that'll get you very, very close.
But some
That's
people
what I
don't
would do.
even
That's the-
need an instrument. If you can just make the smoke alarm beep noise with just your natural voice,
Yep.
Big fun.
Assassin, I'm hoping to God you live in an apartment complex that has a laundromat, and that's the reason why you say you've never owned a washing machine. God, I hope that's the reason you just.
Oh, well, yeah, well, it's God knows it's one less thing to break. That's
Very
actually
true.
that's actually the drama I have to deal with. I was doing laundry and I noticed that water was leaking out into the
no.
garage, and I'm like, oh shit.
Oh no!
So
I
the
hate that when it happens.
the good news is that I don't have to tear out drywall to get at the drain thing where it's got the problem. It's because it's just secured by screws. But I don't wanna.
I know.
I understand.
I don't like it when parts of my house leak inside the walls. That is not what I want.
Oh no, yeah, no, it's not what you want.
Yeah.
No, it's like this is a very 60s house.
Owning things is a pain.
In that the washing machine and the dryer are both in the kitchen. So my house is a very 60s house. So it's like I don't have to go out in the garage and do
No, mine are like between the kitchen and the garage.
Room. Yeah, you have an actual like laundry room.
Well, I mean, it's a little room that's between the two things, and it's God, it is so convenient. The only thing that's bad about it is it tempts you to get every last piece of laundry in there, and then you're not wearing a lot of clothes, and then somebody always knocks on the door at that point. It's like, you crap, stop it!
God damn you!
Trying to do laundry here.
I'm naked. Leave me alone.
Close enough.
I'm in my tidy whities. Leave me be.
Oh, you didn't?
I was in the pool. It was cold.
All right, so we've done our 2 hours. Can we call it?
Hey, whatever floats your boat, darling.
Okay.
Stick a fork in it.
Thanks for being patient with us, Sora.
I love being here.
Right. Well, this has been your Minions of the Zoo for Saturday. Thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. The zoo is closed. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Sora is not being held hostage.